I am Christiana Babayo. Before we begin the news, here are the headlines. Russia-Ukraine peace talks signals breakthrough as negotiations reach final stage. Tensions soar as Trump withdraws Canada's seat from Board of Peace initiative. Morocco formally joins Trump's Board of Peace as a founding member. Ugandan lawmaker arrested amid surging violence following contested polls. Mali's junta creates new ministerial role to strengthen oversight of mining sector. UK holds off joining Trump's Board of Peace over Putin and legal concerns. US severs all ties with World Health Organization as Trump's withdrawal order takes full effect. And now news info. High-level peace negotiations aimed at ending the Russia-Ukraine war have reportedly advanced to the point where discussions are focused on a single outstanding issue, according to US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff at the World Economic Forum. Witkoff said the talks have made a lot of progress, with negotiators from the United States, Russia, and Ukraine exploring various drafts of peace plans. He indicated that while no final agreement has been reached, the remaining impasse appears concentrated on one key sticking point, suggesting that achieving a deal is still possible if political will is sustained on all sides. The US has engaged separately with both Kyiv and Moscow, as well as European partners, to align views on ending the conflict that began in 2022. Following Russia's large-scale invasion of Ukraine. Witkoff's remarks came as he prepared to travel to Moscow for further negotiations, a critical step in trying to bridge differences on the outstanding issue. Earlier, US President Donald Trump told attendees at the forum that leaders of Russia and Ukraine would be making a mistake if they failed to finalize a deal, underscoring the White House public push for a settlement. Despite optimism about progress, underlying tensions persist between Kyiv and Moscow over basic terms, including territorial control and security guarantees, which analysts say remain central to any comprehensive peace agreement. US President Donald Trump has revoked an invitation extended to Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney to join the newly launched Board of Peace, a US-led international initiative aimed at advancing peace efforts initially focused on the Gaza conflict at the World Economic Forum in Davos. The decision was announced by Trump in a social media post on 22nd January, Thursday night, shortly after the board's founding charter signing. Trump's message to Carney, shared on Truth Social, stated that the board was withdrawing its invitation to Canada to take part in what he called the most prestigious board of leaders ever assembled. The announcement followed a speech by Carney at Davos in which the Canadian leader criticized the rules-based global order and expressed concerns about economic coercion by powerful states, remarks widely seen as directed at the US approach to international relations. The Board of Peace was formally launched on January 22, 2026, when Trump and representatives of several founding member states signed its charter on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum. The initiative is positioned by the US as a mechanism to support a ceasefire and reconstruction framework in Gaza, and possibly to address other international conflicts, including broader global crisis. Its establishment has been backed by a United States Security Council resolution, but has drawn mixed reactions from global leaders. Canada's exclusion comes amid diplomatic tensions, with Trump reportedly saying Canada should be grateful for US support, comments that drew a sharp rebuttal from Ottawa. Morocco has become a founding member of the US-led Board of Peace by signing the board's founding charter at a ceremony held on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos. The signing came amid a high-level event attended by leaders and foreign ministers from multiple countries and formalized Morocco's commitment to the initiative proposed by US President Donald Trump. Morocco's Minister of Foreign Affairs, African Cooperation and Moroccan Expatriates, Nasser Bourita, signed the charter on behalf of the kingdom, acting on instructions from King Mohammed VI, who accepted the invitation to join the board as a founding member. The initiative is intended to strengthen peace efforts in the Middle East and promote new approaches to conflict resolution globally. In the ceremony, Morocco and Bahrain were among the first countries to endorse the board's charter, following which President Donald Trump declared the document's entry into force and formal creation of the Board of Peace. The event included representatives from a broad group of countries including Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Indonesia, Azerbaijan, and Argentina, reflecting its multilateral character. Moroccan participation underscores the kingdom's diplomatic role and its emphasis on mediation and stability in international peace initiatives. Police in Uganda have arrested Mwanga Kivumbi, a member of parliament and prominent ally of opposition leader Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, popularly known as Bobby Wine, in connection with the unrest that followed last week's disrupted presidential election. Kivumbi serves as deputy president of the National Unity Platform (NUP) and is expected to face charges related to violence in his constituency. The arrest occurred in Butambala County, west of Kampala, where security forces said clashes broke out between police and supporters in the aftermath of Uganda's January 15th vote. Authorities reported that 7 people were killed during confrontations linked to alleged attacks on a police station and a vote tallying center, although Kivimbu and opposition sources contest part of that narrative. Kivimbu's arrest is part of wider tensions that have gripped Uganda since the election, which incumbent President Yoweri Museveni officially won with about 71.6% of the vote, while Bobi Wine claimed a significant share of the electorate and rejected the results as illegitimate. The campaign was marred by security incidents, internet shutdowns, and delays in voting due to technical issues, setting the stage for heightened distrust and clashes between supporters and security forces. Although police have publicly stated that Bobi Wine himself is not wanted, his decision to go into hiding after security operatives raided his home has underscored the fraught post-election environment. The opposition insists that the election was not free and fair and that arrests of its members are politically motivated.
We will now go on a short break, and when we come back, the news will continue. Stay tuned.
The Patriots Global, we don't just cover events, we create cinematic experiences. From red carpets to birthdays, gala dinners, and your fairy tale weddings, we bring your moments to life with high-tech precision. Our gadgets are smarter, our lenses sharper, and our team simply world-class. Trust the Patriots Global to tell your story in the boldest, brightest way possible.
Welcome back, and now the news will continue.
Mali's ruling military administration has established a new ministerial level position dedicated to overseeing the country's strategic mining sector, particularly its gold industry, in a move that significantly expands presidential control over the vital economic domain. The new role, created by presidential decree on January 19, 2026, is tasked with supervising the implementation of mining policy, ensuring compliance with the National Mining Code, and reviewing reports submitted by license holders, responsibilities that had previously fallen under the Ministry of Mines. Former executive Hilary Bebiandiara, a geoscientist and former senior official with mining company Barrick, has been appointed to head the portfolio. Mali is one of Africa's largest gold producers, and mining represents a cornerstone of the national economy. Recent reforms, including a revised mining code introduced in 2023, helped the government recover significant unpaid revenues, but also led to disputes with international operators. By centralizing oversight under a presidential appointee, the junta aims to reinforce state authority, streamline regulatory enforcement, and address governance gaps highlighted during those debates. The United Kingdom has signaled that it will not immediately join US President Donald Trump's newly launched Board of Peace, a global initiative introduced at the World Economic Forum, citing serious concerns about the potential involvement of Russian President Vladimir Putin and broader legal and diplomatic questions raised by the body's framework. UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper told the BBC that London had received an invitation to sign the board's founding treaty, but would not be one of the signatories at the current stage, noting that the proposal constitutes a legal treaty with implications beyond its original focus on a Gaza ceasefire and reconstruction effort. Cooper described the initiative's evolving scope as raising broader geopolitical and legal issues that require careful review before the UK commits. Cooper emphasized that London sees this as problematic, saying that it is difficult to endorse a peace oriented body if one of its prospective members has not demonstrated a genuine commitment to peace in the Ukraine conflict. Putin's potential inclusion has emerged as a key sticking point for Western allies, considering whether to engage. The Board of Peace, which was formally launched at Davos with the signing of its founding charter by several countries, is described by the United States as a multilateral effort to tackle global conflict and coordinate ceasefire and reconstruction efforts. The United States has officially completed its withdrawal from the World Health Organization, marking the end of nearly 8 decades of membership on January 22, 2026, exactly 1 year after President Donald Trump issued an executive order to exit the Global Health Agency. Under World Health Organization rules, a member state's departure requires a 1 year notice period, which concluded this week. The Trump's administration decision to leave the World Health Organization dates back to January 20th, 2025, when the executive order was signed shortly after Trump took office on a second term. It cited long-standing objections to the World Health Organization's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, concerns over accountability and perceived political influence, and the view that the United States contributed disproportionately large funding without commensurate benefit. With the withdrawal now in effect, the US has halted all funding contributions and formally withdrawn personnel from World Health Organization headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland, and World Health offices worldwide. It also exited official participation in World Health Organization committees, governance structures, and technical working groups, and ended engagement in many WHO-sponsored initiatives. Critics in the global health community say the departure undermines coordinated responses to infectious diseases and emergency outbreaks, warning that reduced US involvement could hamper joint surveillance efforts, vaccine coordination, and rapid responses to emerging health threats. And that's all we have on World News on the Papyrus Global TV. I am Christiana Babayo. Thanks for joining us.